Good morning, church. Thanks so much for joining me for today's Take 5. If I have not had the chance to meet you just yet, my name is Jen Helms and I am your communications and events pastor here at Georgianna. And it is always a pleasure when Pastor Corky gives me the opportunity to dive into scripture with you here on the Take 5. And so I'm just grateful to be with you here this morning. So as we continue in our Courageous Faith series, today we're going to take a look at how courageous faith lacks nothing. So a great example of this we find in David. David's life was full of ups and downs, and we know from the book of 1 Samuel that David was a man after the Lord's own heart. The Lord also anointed David as king over Israel. And we also know that David was a human being, a sinful human being just like me and you, a human being that got it wrong some of the time. So the big difference though between King David and the other kings of this time frame was that David was a repenting king. He understood where he fell short and he repented before his Lord. There's a song written by David in Psalm 23, and it starts off in verse 1 with, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake." It makes complete sense for David to use this analogy of the Lord as shepherd because of his own personal experience with shepherding his own father's sheep. And so David is fully aware. He's fully aware of the sacrifice that a shepherd has to make in order to tend his sheep well. For those of you ladies that were able to join us this past spring at our 2023 Women's Conference, you may remember Pastor Janice's teaching that opened up our weekend together with great details about an actual shepherd and the life of what a shepherd looks like today in 2023. And so for those of you men and some of you ladies that weren't able to join us for that conference, you may not realize how absolutely helpless creatures sheep are. They are easily led astray. They're easily frightened and confused. They're not able to defend themselves. They are fully dependent on their shepherd for safety and for food and for directions and for all things of living their life. And so David's song is an acknowledgement that he is fully dependent on the Lord, and therefore he lacks nothing. His faith is in the Lord, and so David has all that he needs. Let's take a look at David's courageous faith as he comes against Goliath. We can find this in 1 Samuel 17. We read, "But David said to Saul, 'Your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." What a beautiful example of a courageous faith. And for those of you that may not know this story, spoiler alert, David conquers Goliath. David was already aware of the faithfulness of his God. He lived it already firsthand. So when David faced the giant, literally, he already knew he had everything that he needed. So let me ask you this morning. What giant are you facing today? Do you have firsthand experience of a faithful God? Even if you are facing a mighty giant and you have never experienced the faithfulness of the Lord firsthand, know that the Bible is full of examples. If you find yourself in a place today where you find it hard to find your way, or you feel like there's just something that you're missing, know and have confidence that you are being led by a good shepherd. And this good shepherd, he is guiding you every step of the way, and he has your best interests at heart. As long as you have the good shepherd, you have all that you need. Have a great week, church. Until next time.